Chairman Appropriations Committee, Chairman of other committees, honorable members, Honorable Minister of Defense, the DGDSS, National Commissioners of the Commission, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start by making an important clarification that the 18 billion in the supplementary appropriation is not all for the conduct of elections. Actually, the substantial part of it is about personnel costs. You recall that in April this year, there was a 40% increase in peculiar allowance to public servants across the country. It was not provided for in our budget for 2023, which is this year, the current budget, because the budget was passed in December last year, so we couldn't have made provision. At the same time also, there was another circular from government dated February where the DTA, the duty toll allowance, and other consequential allowances were increased by government. There was no provision in our statutory budget. And we have one of the largest workforces in the country, over 15,600 staff, and it's not easy to find the money to pay in the absence of supplementary appropriation. So we made a case to government, and we have been included in this supplementary appropriation. So for the component dealing with the 40% peculiar allowance, for the 16,614 staff of INEC, we will require 10.6 billion, and we have made provision for the 10.6 billion. Our annual salary is 26.5, 40% of 26.5 is 10.6. So we have made provision for that. And because of the experience we had that there was no cash backing for us to implement these provisions, we also started thinking ahead. Already there is an award by government of 35,000 naira for each public servant across the board. For the 15,614 staff of the commission, that will come to, for the 6 months that government said areas will be paid, over 3 billion. So the 3 billion plus 10.6 billion will come to 13.8 billion. We have made provision for that. And as I said, we also made provision for the duty toll allowance. Now concerning electoral, actually we have two challenges. The first one is the budget for the 2023 general election was appropriated by the National Assembly in 2022. We knew that there may be no budget in 2023 to take care of other elections or electoral activities. Therefore, we made provision in the 2022 election budget to capture not just the 2023 general election, but also 5 off-cycle governorship elections. Ekiti and Oshun held last year, and we made provision for Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi governorship elections. So the 300 plus billion that people have been talking about as election budget was not only meant for the general election, but also included 5 off-cycle governorship elections. However, since the budget was passed in 2022, some parameters have changed. For instance, the figures for the cost implication on PMS has changed from the 197 naira per liter to over 600 now. So we need augmentation. So part of the 18 billion is going to augment the conduct of elections in these 3 states. Already service providers are putting us under pressure. Many of them have actually doubled the cost from the amount we presented as our budget in 2022. So I've earmarked the sum of 1.4 billion for augmentation. But the last component for the conduct of election is related to what many honorable members have asked us. In the House of Representatives, vacancies have been declared. Why has INEC not conducted by-elections? There is no budgetary provision for the conduct of these unforeseen and unbudgeted by-elections. Honorable Chairman, honorable members, not many people in Nigeria will believe that within 4 months after the inauguration of the National and State Assemblies, 11 vacancies have occurred. 11 by-elections in 4 months. Unfortunately, the majority coming from the House of Representatives. There are 5 vacancies in the House of Representatives. 2 caused by death, and 3 caused by resignation of honorable members. We have vacancies in 4 state constituencies across the country, and we have vacancies in 2 senatorial districts. And each time we conduct 3 senatorial by-elections, it's like conducting a governorship election, because each state in Nigeria has only 3 senatorial districts. So we have to make provision for the conduct of by-elections in 11 constituencies, 5 federal constituencies, 4 state constituencies, and 2 senatorial districts. And for that, we have made a provision for 1.6 billion. So this is in summary our breakdown for the 18 billion for personnel emoluments and overhead, for augmentation for the conduct of the 3 off-cycle governorship elections, and for the conduct of 11 by-elections. Hoping that and praying hard that there will be no by-elections again, so that we just confine ourselves to the 11 that occurred. We have provided detailed breakdown, Mr. Chairman, which we have handed over to the clerk to the Committee on Appropriations. This is all I have to say. Thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you, members.